gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
The urgent call came in the middle of the day. Shots fired in a doctor's exam room.
Room C2, Charlie 2. It's gonna be doctored down 2 rounds. Looks like to the chest.
Woo! So we've seen some of these hospitals getting shot up, and we have another one getting shot up. Last time we covered a hospital being shot up, it was a hospital in Atlanta. Okay. This time we're in Tennessee, and it is a surgeon who was deleted.
Inside, Dr. Benjamin Mauck, a renowned orthopedic surgeon specializing in hand, wrist, and elbow surgery. Police say he was shot to death by his patient, 29-year-old Larry Pickens.
Wow. So there you have it. These super gremlins are on demon time. And this doctor was tasked to, I guess, help this brother's pain. And bro took his life, man. I just don't understand what would draw a individual to do this. But like I said, the community requires no understanding. There doesn't have to be a reason for why these dudes get on demon time. It's just kind of the norm.
Our team responded quickly.
Pickens had been in the office for several hours, police say, there to be treated. Once inside the exam room, officials say he pulled out a handgun and started shooting. He then ran out of the office and was arrested within 5 minutes.
Wow, so that's definitely premeditated. Waited in the office for several hours. This is insane. Maybe he was upset about the wait, but I've already seen the community react to this story, and they're saying, well, let me wait to tell you what the community is saying.
Was he targeting this doctor specifically?
What we know is that there was a one-on-one confrontation there. It happened in an exam room.
Mauck also practiced at a local children's hospital. In a statement, the interim president called him a friend to so many of us, a beloved colleague, and a dedicated physician. We already miss him. Violent attacks against medical professionals have skyrocketed over the past decade, up 63% from 2011 to 2018.
And what did I tell you guys about? I've told you guys that the community is deleting at random. Obviously, this wasn't random. This guy was a patient of this doctor, but it is kind of random, right? And I'm sure we'll figure out the motive later on. Most likely it was a pretty trivial, stupid motive to doing this. But like I said, these cross-racial deletions, I'm telling you guys right now, it's not going to end good if we don't get a hold of this.
With aggression intensifying during the COVID-19 pandemic, Mauck was recently named one of the city's top doctors by Memphis Magazine. And just last week, he spoke with our affiliate about fireworks safety.
If any kid's hand's saved, in my standpoint, it's worth it.
Pickens is facing charges of first-degree murder and aggravated assault. He's being held here on a $1.2 million bond.
Story today out of Tennessee, where police say a prominent surgeon was shot and killed by a patient inside an exam room on Tuesday. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa is following this story for us. So, Maggie, this is the last thing you ever expect to happen at a doctor's office. What more do we know about the shooting and any potential motive?
So no word at this point on a potential motive. Investigators have been very tight-lipped kind of about what may have led up to this shooting in particular, only saying, and the person they've ID'd just in the last couple of hours, 29-year-old Larry Pickens, the alleged shooter, they say, was indeed a patient of Dr. Ben Mauck, a prominent, as you said, orthopedic surgeon in the Memphis area. This happened at a Collierville clinic that's about a half hour outside of Memphis. Yesterday afternoon around 2, police telling reporters they had gotten that 911 call that a doctor had been shot. When they arrived, they found Dr. Mauck dead in an exam room. Here's more of what they told reporters in those first few hours.
Suspect had a firearm in his possession. It was on his person. It wasn't in his hand. He was taken into custody without incident. So we do have the suspect in custody at this time.
And again, that suspect just now ID'd as 29-year-old Larry Pickens. As far as Dr. Mauck goes, he is just being remembered. And again, he was just killed yesterday. But already that outpouring of support on social media from the clinic, from a local children's hospital where he worked as a prominent, renowned, respected orthopedic surgeon. Those who knew and worked with him asking the community to keep his family in their thoughts and prayers. And Clay, so just an absolute tragedy.
No, truly it is. I mean, Maggie, what else can you tell us about the suspected gunman? What do we know?
Yeah, so it's coming out slowly but surely. Investigators being a bit tight-lipped at this point, but essentially they say Larry Pickens was indeed a patient of Dr. Mauck. The chief telling our affiliate there in Memphis that they say he was at the clinic for several hours leading up to the appointment. We don't know why he was there. We don't know what brought him there. But again, they are saying that he was a patient, that this was, in their words, a targeted attack. And at this point, they say he is being held on $1.2 million bond, charged with first-degree murder and aggravated assault in this case. And Clyde.
We know you'll stay on this one. Maggie Vespa, thank you.
At 6, remembering beloved Collierville Dr. Benjamin Mauck. Tonight, police charged 29-year-old Larry Pickens, his patient, with his death. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. Pickens is accused of shooting Dr. Mauck 3 times in an exam room at the Campbell Clinic right before he was arrested. WRAG Shay Arthur is live tonight after speaking with former patients of Dr. Mauck about how he'll be remembered. And Shay, he sounds like a man who was much loved and well respected.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, this really is such a tragedy. So many people weighing in tonight and sharing their stories with us. And one of the biggest questions tonight really is why? What was the motive behind this? A man who was so loved as patients and loved ones now mourn the loss.
Josh Jacobs is a cancer survivor, crediting Dr. Benjamin Mauck with his life.
He found cancer and saved me.
In 2021, Jacobs had a bump on his hand. He was referred to Dr. Mauck.
And this is wild, man. This guy has helped so many people only for this super gremlin on Demon Time to stop that. I mean, he was bound to help many, many more, hundreds, if not thousands more people. And, you know, this super gremlin ended that. You can't just think that we're going to go around deleting doctors and lawyers and physicians and you know, even politicians, stand up people within the communities and not get any backlash. That's why I continue to do this show. I you know, was gonna postpone uploading this one until tomorrow, but I think I gotta get it in tonight.
Eventually diagnosed with a rare aggressive form of cancer in his hand, leading to the removal of one of his fingers. Dr. Mauck performed the surgery.
When someone has such a big impact, you know, on your life or the outcome.
Look how this doctor left his mark on people. I mean, and I understand this, man. This is a big deal. This doctor saved his life. He feels like he owes him his life, and I bet he would have wished that he could be there to help the doctor. You know, damn, I mean, this is just bad karma for the community, even though I don't believe in karma, but I mean, this is gonna come back to bite us in the behind for sure.
Of your life, it means a lot.
Jacobs, shocked to learn of his former doctor's death, shot and killed at the place where he treated people.
And you can't imagine, why would anybody want to do that to the person trying to help you?
Jacobs telling me Dr. Mauck was everything someone would want their physician to be.
He was very professional, but he was very calming. Telling somebody you got cancer, you know, probably takes a special person. He eased me into the situation and brought me to peace with it.
Other patients we spoke with said Mauck was easygoing, doing what he could to make you feel comfortable.
This man truly loved what he did. I could tell that by the way he worked with me and he spoke to me.
I'm just one guy. There's all kinds of people. Not to mention the babies at Lavonner and stuff. He was just a good guy, doing good work.
As for how he will be remembered,
an outstanding doctor. And people that probably knew him personally will remember him as a good family man. And anybody that...
Wow, I mean, this is the reality. This is how the community is affecting people. Okay? You have a grown man here crying about another grown man. And that just shows you the impact that this guy had. I mean, if we as a community just started trying to impact people's lives in a positive way, maybe we could get somewhere. Instead, we're just, I mean, it's just constant complaining, constant victimization, self-victimization, while victimizing other people. It just doesn't make sense.
You know, had the pleasure of his services. I'm sure is better off for it.
So much heartbreak and emotion tonight. And Stephanie Gregg, as for Pickens, he's in jail on a $1.2 million bond. He's set to see a judge tomorrow. We're live in Collierville tonight. Shay Arthur, WREG, News Channel 3.
Well, the Campbell Clinic family, as you can imagine, they're heartbroken tonight. No one is more devastated than Dr. Mauck's family.
And tonight we are learning more about the special passion Dr. Mauck had for helping others.
Dr. Benjamin Mauck, according to an article in a Memphis magazine, knew he wanted to be an orthopedic specialist from the time he was a teenager. He told the magazine he grew up in Savannah, Tennessee, and saw a doctor help his sister recover from a sports injury. And that's when he knew he wanted to help people and become a physician.
Wow.
Campbell Clinic says that he would go on to graduate from Lambeth University in Jackson, then go to the University of Tennessee here in Memphis. He would do his residency at UT Campbell Clinic. Campbell Clinic is where he also would go on to work as a hand, wrist, and elbow surgeon. The magazine says at Campbell Clinic he would head up the congenital hand clinic at Lavonner Children's Hospital. The magazine, quoting Dr. Mauck, is saying the hand is how we interact with the outside world. And when your hand is involved, it affects almost every single thing you do. End quote. Apparently, a passion he truly believed in, and an industry where he surely made his mark.
Breaking tonight, an eyewitness account inside the exam room where a popular Mid-South doctor was shot and killed.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Burke.
And I'm Joy Redmond. This report here in my hand reveals more about the moments leading up to the death of Dr. Benjamin Mauck. Action News 5's Kelly Cook joins us live now from Collierville with more. Kelly.
Joe and Joy, tonight we're learning that this shooter who has been charged was a patient at Campbell Clinic. A nurse practitioner telling police that she recognized him from previous visits. Now, what caused him to allegedly fire his weapon, that is still under investigation. 29-year-old Larry Pickens is facing first-degree murder and aggravated assault charges after police say he shot and killed longtime orthopedic doctor Dr. Benjamin Mauck. According to a police affidavit, just after 2 p.m. Tuesday, clinic staff said Pickens was, quote, being treated by Dr. Benjamin Mauck when Mr. Pickens removed a pistol from his waistband and fired 3 rounds at Dr. Mauck. Dr. Mauck was found deceased inside an exam room with gunshot wounds to his chest, upper abdomen, and neck. The police report says Pickens ran from the clinic but was pointed out by a Baptist security guard on Poplar Avenue near the entrance.
Wow, man. I mean, obviously there were cameras in the hospital, but we've seen some of these super gremlins slip the cracks and get away. So thankfully he was caught, and hopefully justice is administered swiftly and prudently. All right. And I hope they throw the book at him.
Collierville police say it took just 6 minutes to apprehend the suspect following the shooting. Pickens had a backpack with a pistol with an empty chamber and 2 empty magazines. Now, Larry Pickens will have his first court appearance tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. He is being held here on a $1.2 million bond. Live in Collierville, Kelly Cook, Action News 5.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe, hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
We are back with a Fox News alert. The Metro Nashville police releasing this chilling body cam footage showing the moment one of their own officers was shot while on duty.
The officer was hit in the ribs and is now recovering at a local medical center.
All right, Sydney Snow from our Nashville affiliate is live outside the hospital. Sydney.
Good morning. Well, we're here outside of Vanderbilt University Medical Center where that officer was taken. At this hour, he
had a gun in his hand. He came running out.
You saying it?
Yes.
Okay, so you heard the brother. He kind of sounded a little zesty, but he spoke up. This is what we need from the community. He said something. See something, say something. This is what I've been saying. So shout out to that brother.
Whoa. This is video from inside the Campbell Clinic satellite office today in Collierville, where a gunman opens fire and kills a doctor in an examination room. Police searching for the suspect as sirens wail. The surgeon was killed. The suspect is now in custody, and tonight, police are trying to piece together the evidence to understand what led to this deadly encounter. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst. Stephanie is off tonight. Tragedy strikes the Mid-South medical community. That shooting happening today at the Collierville Campbell Clinic on Poplar at Shea. WRG's Bria Jones has been at that scene all day talking with police and witnesses. And what are you hearing, Bria?
Well, Greg, it has been a very chaotic day here in Collierville as the town mourns the loss of a doctor shot and killed by a patient in his care. Tonight, many hearts are aching at the loss of Dr. Benjamin Mauck, an orthopedic surgeon. Collierville police say he was shot and killed by a patient Tuesday afternoon inside the Campbell Clinic on Poplar Avenue.
It's bad, it's horrific, it's terrible. And, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with the family.
Exclusive viewer video shows Collierville police running intensely to find the suspect as sirens blare, signaling the large response to the scene. Susan Baker had just entered the clinic with her family when the chaos started.
Someone's not going home to their family tonight, and it could have been any one of us who were in that clinic today.
Police have not identified the suspect, describing the shooting as a one-on-one encounter that occurred inside an exam room.
The gentleman that was with me, he actually saw the shooter run out of the building, and he was letting the officers know that as we were still trying to get out of the building.
A witness on scene told WREG the suspect had been threatening Dr. Mauck for at least a week. Collierville Police Chief Dale Lane.
So he was threatening them for a week. Guys, you have to understand that you guys got to understand that you can't take these threats lightly. You have to take them seriously. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys what the community thinks about this shooting. For one, they barely think about it at all. And for two, I've seen people in the comments section, especially sisters, saying, oh, well, you know, this is why we need more black doctors that can relate to their patients and whatever. No, we need specialists like Dr. Mauck, all right? And unfortunately, he was taken out by this super gremlin on demon time. And I mean, it's just despicable that you have sisters in the comments section of posts talking about this shooting saying, oh, well, this wouldn't happen if there were more black doctors and y'all need to hire this and y'all need to hire that. No, we need to hire qualified people.
Said during the press conference the department had no knowledge of the alleged threats. He says the quick response from his officers led to the suspect, who still had the gun when he was taken into custody without incident.
Again, you know, we're talking about a guy that ran from a shooting scene and he's in custody within 5 minutes without additional loss of life. And so, including our team, the suspect.
In a statement, Campbell Clinic says, in part, we are shocked and heartbroken to confirm the incident resulted in the tragic loss of one of our highly respected and beloved physicians, Dr. Ben Mauck. We ask that you please lift his family in prayer. Tomorrow, all Campbell Clinic locations will be closed. The clinic says it will announce at a later time when its facilities will reopen. Now reporting live in Collierville, Bria Jones, WREG News, Channel 3.
Still so many questions. First and foremost, why? Hopefully we'll understand those soon. Bria, thanks. The doctor also treated patients at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. A statement tonight saying they are saddened by the news, calling the doctor a friend to so many of us and a respected member of our Le Bonheur family. He was a beloved colleague and a dedicated physician to so many patients. We already miss him. The statement asks everyone to keep the Campbell Clinic family and Ben's family in their thoughts and prayers, and many people will certainly be doing that tonight.
South remembers Dr. Ben Mauck as a healthcare hero. Action News 5's Stephanie Douglas shares how friends and patients admired the late doctor for the incredible man they say he was. Stephanie.
Joy, it was just last Thursday I had the opportunity to interview Dr. Mauck, a passionate person who was deeply dedicated to his career and patients. Tonight, I spoke with a childhood friend who's shining light on the person they say Mauck has always been.
Ben was always the type to say, you know, if somebody got hurt, he'd say, you know, somebody be crying or, you know, I need to go to the doctor. Ben would say, hey, let me take a look at that. Let me take a look at that.
Barb Berger, a childhood friend from Savannah, Tennessee, reflects on fond memories.
His house growing up was the place for like no rules pickup basketball.
Barker says back in high school, Ben Mauck was chosen as most likely to be remembered.
How fitting is that? He made such an...
Remember.
As you guys can see, it looks like, I don't know, they kind of roped them up here. And, you know, they have a noose. I mean, the community is going to, oh, well, they're racist. You know how they're going to do. I mean, I've already seen these pictures on Twitter and people saying, oh, well, they deserved it because they were playing with a noose and all this. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's crazy how the community justifies these violent acts, which I deem as failures to the community, failures of the community. And this is not one of these young ninjas. This is a 29-year-old man who deleted his doctor, and you have sisters online justifying it.
How fitting is that? He made such an impact on so many people's lives, and he was able to use his hands and his mind in a way that I really feel that God intended for him to use. And he loved being an orthopedic surgeon.
Dr. Mauck was spotlighted last week in a local magazine for being a top doctor in Memphis. His natural gifts and ability to care for his patients are what made him stand out.
I heard so many good things about Dr. Mauck. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go with him.
Former patient Angela Hill says she met Dr. Mauck last year when her son, born with 2 thumbs, needed a pediatric orthopedic surgeon to remove the extra finger.
He was definitely a gentle giant. He was like a teddy bear. He was so nice. Like,
wow. So, I mean, this completely debunks what the sisters are saying on Twitter. Oh, we need more black surgery. We need more. Yo, he was serving everybody. He was servicing everyone. And he didn't discriminate just because, oh, well, it's a black patient, so I'm going to, you know, take shortcuts or anything. Let's see, that's what the community, they keep on trying to make it seem like. And I'm not saying that there aren't doctors out there who, you know, might discriminate or might, you know, be malpracticing or whatnot. Obviously, it happens. But what I'm saying is that is the super duper duper minority. Most of these doctors genuinely are good people, want to help people out. And this is an example. So all you sisters on Twitter, y'all need to hush up, because Angela Hill says this is a nice man, a great man, a gentle giant, a guy who, you know, helped her son not have a deformity.
he really was. And you can, by the way he truly cared for my son and just my personal experience, you can tell that he loved his job.
Now, the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, where Mauck graduated from, says they are shocked and saddened by this tragedy. This afternoon, in a statement, they said in part, Dr. Mauck's legacy will leave an indelible mark on the UTHSC College of Medicine, inspiring generations to come with his contributions to the field of orthopedic surgery. Reporting in Collierville this evening, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
Shelby County, a surgeon was fatally shot inside a clinic on Tuesday. Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Benjamin Mauck was killed by a patient inside the Campbell Clinic. Viewer video shows Collierville police running to find the suspect as sirens blare. Police have now identified the suspect, describing the shooting as a one-on-one encounter. A witness tells our Memphis affiliates a suspect had been threatening Dr. Mauck for at least a week. Now we're learning more about the man who was shot, Dr. Mauck. Peyton Kennedy is here with us in studio with those details, plus how a friend is remembering the doctor. Peyton.
Yeah, Allie, we've just learned the shooter was identified as 29-year-old Larry Pickens. Pickens is charged with first-degree murder and aggravated assault. His bond has been set at $1.2 million. Now this morning, I had the opportunity to talk with one of Dr. Mauck's childhood friends. Kind, smart, and loving are all ways Bart Barker remembers Dr. Mauck. But to him, he was simply Ben. The two grew up in the same neighborhood in Savannah, Tennessee, and were 1998 graduates of Hardin County High School. Senior year, Dr. Mauck was voted most likely to be remembered, and we're certainly seeing that today. They had just run into each other about a year ago back in their hometown, talking when they were taking their children to the playground. Bart Barker says he'll always remember the great conversation they had and their hug goodbye. I'm told Dr. Mauck was well respected. He worked at the Campbell Clinic and also Le Bonheur Children's Hospital.
If you take a look at the reviews that his patients would give him, just 5 stars across the board. He was a 5-star person. I can assure you of that. His family is some of the finest people you'd ever meet. Wonderful husband, father, friend, just an incredible person, and he's going to be missed so much.
The Campbell Clinic's locations are closed today, and we're told they'll share more about reopening plans at a later date.
It's tragic, shocking, heartbreaking. Tonight, family, friends, patients, and loved ones mourning the loss of a Mid-South doctor killed in a shooting at Campbell Clinic in Collierville today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joy Redman.
And I'm Joe Birch. Dr. Benjamin Mauck was shot in an exam room at the clinic this afternoon. Action News 5's Joyce Peterson joins us now live from Collierville with what we've learned tonight. Joyce?
Joe and Joy, Campbell Clinic confirmed that Dr. Ben Mauck, who is a talented orthopedic hand surgeon, was the victim shot and killed today. Collierville police have not released the name or the age of the shooter, but CPD says this was a targeted incident, not an active shooter situation.
It's bad. It's horrific. It's terrible.
Collierville Police Chief Dale Lane says a male patient of Campbell Clinic on Poplar shot and killed an employee around 2 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. Clinic officials confirm the victim is orthopedic hand surgeon Dr. Benjamin Mauck.
So this appears to be a one-on-one interaction that occurred in an exam room. This is not the mass shooting situation that we experienced at Kroger several years ago. It's nothing like that.
Chief Lane is referring to the September 2021 shooting that left one Kroger customer dead, 13 others injured.
We covered that too.
Collierville PD offered active shooter training after that tragedy. Lane says that training helped the Campbell Clinic staff deal with today's horrific event.
They were practicing what they had been trained in active shooter. Folks, that makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference.
In a statement, Campbell Clinic said, "We are shocked and heartbroken to confirm the incident resulted in the tragic loss of one of our highly respected and beloved physicians, Dr. Ben Mauck. We ask that you lift his family in prayer." Dr. Mauck was just named one of the top doctors in Memphis by a nationally recognized group. And
it's just so crazy that somebody like such a low-life individual can take the life of such a great man. And that's the wonder of life, man. You never know your time or day. You can be the greatest person in the world, but you run into the wrong super gremlin on demon time. That could lead to your end.
And less than a week ago, Action News 5 talked to Dr. Mauck about kids and fireworks safety for the 4th of July.
We can get the word out to keep kids, safe from fireworks. I think, if any kid's hands saved, in my standpoint, it's worth it.
Devastated patients posted to social media, sorry to hear what happened to the great doctor, prayers for his family. Praying for his family, staff, colleagues, and patients. This is a true loss. He was super...
So sisters, y'all see this is Jennifer Bella. She's a sister. Y'all got to stop with the race baiting on Twitter. I literally, if you go on Twitter and you search this man's name, they keep going, oh, well, this is why we need more black doctors and da-da-da-da. This wouldn't have happened. This misunderstanding because black doctors understand. Bruh, he would have deleted him just like anybody else. I did another story where this African doctor got deleted by a super gremlin, an FBA super gremlin, or ADOS, however you want to call it. So it doesn't matter the race of the doctor. If you can't solve the super gremlin's problem, he might take that out on you and inflict violence. It's ridiculous. We need a stark change. Otherwise, it's not looking good.
Talented and skilled. Collierville police have not released a motive in the shooting.
I would say don't live your life in fear, okay? We just have to be observant, pay attention to our surroundings, do as the people at Campbell's Clinic did today. When it began, they reacted the way they were trained, and I commend them for that.
Chief Lane says the accused shooter ran out of the clinic after the incident occurred and was apprehended without incident a few minutes later. All of the Campbell Clinic locations will be closed tomorrow. Reporting live in Collierville tonight, I'm Joyce Peterson, Action News 5.
News update tonight at 6, remembering beloved Collierville doctor Benjamin Mauck. Tonight, police charged 29-year-old Larry Pickens, his patient, with his death. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. Pickens is accused of shooting Dr. Mauck 3 times in an exam room at the Campbell Clinic right before he was arrested. WRAG Shay Arthur is live tonight after speaking with former patients of Dr. Mauck about how he'll be remembered. And Shay, he sounds like a man who was much loved and well respected.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, this really is such a tragedy. So many people weighing in tonight and sharing their stories with us. And one of the biggest questions tonight really is why? What was the motive behind this? A man who was so loved as patients and loved ones now mourn the loss.
Josh Jacobs is a cancer survivor, crediting Dr. Benjamin Mauck with his life.
He found cancer and saved me.
In 2021, Jacobs had a bump on his hand. He was referred to Dr. Mauck, eventually diagnosed with a rare aggressive form of cancer in his hand, leading to the removal of one of his fingers. Dr. Mauck performed the surgery.
When someone has such a big impact, on your life or the outcome of your life, it means a lot.
Jacobs, shocked to learn of his former doctor's death, shot and killed at the place where he treated people.
And you can't imagine, why would anybody want to do that to the person trying to help you?
Jacobs telling me Dr. Mauck was everything someone would want their physician to be.
He was very professional, but he was very calming. Telling somebody you got cancer, you know, probably takes a special person. He eased me into the situation and brought me to peace with it.
Other patients we spoke with said Mauck was easygoing, doing what he could to make you feel comfortable.
This man truly loved what he did. I could tell that by the way he worked with me and he spoke to me.
I'm just one guy. There's all kinds of people. Not to mention the babies at Lavonner and stuff. He was just a good guy, doing good work.
As for how he will be remembered,
an outstanding doctor. And people that probably knew him personally will remember him as a good family man. And anybody that, you know, had the pleasure of his services, I'm sure is better off for it.
So much heartbreak and emotion tonight. And Stephanie Gregg, as for Pickens, he's in jail on a $1.2 million bond. He's set to see a judge tomorrow. We're live in Collierville tonight. Shay Arthur, WREG, News Channel 3.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.